Assalamualaikum and good morning to Madam Nurul Azwa and my friends. Today my group would like to present about the entrepreneur, which is he is one of the most richest in Malaysia. He is Said Mokhtar Al-Bukhari. So today our group will be present about Said Mokhtar Al-Bukhari. But before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Danish Idham bin Badrul Hisham and my matric number is A22B0075.
The name of the company is MMC Corporation Berhad. MMC Corporation Berhad is a Malaysia utility and infrastructure conglomerate with diversified business under three divisions: energy and utilities, ports and logistics, and engineering. Sheikh Mokhtar Al-Bukhari is the company's biggest shareholder at 51%, while several government-linked investment companies own over 30%. MMC Corporation also runs in industrial development. Target customer for MMC is port and logistics, energy and utilities, engineering and industrial development. Under the port and logistics division, we are one of the 10 largest port operators in the world with a total container handling capacity across all ports in Malaysia of 21.5 million TEUs. MMC Group start run the business with promoting trade, connecting the world. Secondly, with building the utilities ranging from the power, gas and water to fulfill the nation's basic needed. Third, with realizing vision. Last but not least, driving investment, spurring economic growth. There are over 15,000 workforce located nationwide. MMC Corporation Berhad is a leading utilities and infrastructure group with diversified business under four divisions, namely ports and logistics, energy and utilities, engineering and industrial development within the nation's business landscape.
Okay, so next, the entrepreneur before starting the venture. So for the working experience, due in part his family mediocre to poor background, Said Mokhtar Al-Bukhari had to step into the working in his early age while pursuing his primary and also secondary study. His success story in business began by helping his own parents in cattle business around 1960. However, this did not last long due to the outbreak of disease which hit their livestock. Hence, Tan Sri Said Mokhtar took other initiative by applying Mara assistant to start a lorry business nearly 1970. The lorry company, which is now known as Syarikat Kenderaan Sentosa, had owned more than 40 lorries until today. Known as a man with a far vision, his efforts did not stop off that point. During 1974, Tan Sri Said Mokhtar bought his first shop under the hire purchase agreement with Urban Development Authority of Malaysia, or called as UDA. The next year, in 1975, he expanded his business empire by establishing Shah Company, known as a rice supplier to the Felda, Mara, Senama, Permas Edah and Sergam Sendirian Berhad. After having succeeded in obtaining the rice trading license from Lembaga Padi Negara, or called as Bernas. Tan Sri Said Mokhtar described his achievement in business was the outcome of government initiative in implementing the new economy policy, or called as NEP. So for the entrepreneurial activities, where Tan Sri Said Mokhtar Al-Bukhari is one of the Malaysia's most recognized and successful business figure. With a large and heavily diversified business portfolio, he brings exceptional knowledge, experience and foresight in managing diverse business environment. Tan Sri Said Mokhtar breakthrough into mainstream corporate activities came in 1990 with the controlling interest in several public listed companies including Johor Tenggara Oil Palm Berhad and also Johor Port Berhad. As a prominent corporate figure in Malaysia with an estimated net worth value at 2.5 billion US dollar, according from Forbes, he had managed the core of his multi-billion dollar empire via a well-diversified portfolio, driven primarily through three investment vehicle company, which is MMC Corporation Berhad, the RB Highcom Berhad and also Tradewinds Berhad. Said Mokhtar tried to look from another point of view and caused a great idea. MMC Corporation Berhad primary business lay within three subdivisions like energy and utilities, airports, ports and infrastructure, and engineering and construction. MMC is the last shareholder of Gas Malaysia Berhad and also managed the operation of Port of Tanjung Pelepas. Through DRB Highcom Berhad, Said Mokhtar and his Al-Bukhari group of companies has expanded the business into the automotive manufacturing, assembly and distribution industry, Islamic banking and also financial services, property asset and construction services in residential, commercial and integrated township projects. And for the trade winds Berhad, where their main focus on the plantation agricultural industry, it is one of the largest population operators in Malaysia, controlling a substantial land bank. They had managed in oil palm and rubber plantations, and they are also involved in sugar refining and rice distribution. Intention of being an entrepreneur in Racket at what age? So Tan Sri Said Mohtar had helped his mother in planting vegetable to support the family's income. Other than that, he selling nasi lemak at Jalan Teluk Wan Jah Market, and he also helped his father to raise the cattle and also the buffalo. But unfortunately, at that time, there is foot and mouth disease which has been spread throughout southern Thailand, Kedah and also Perlis, and causing the farmers' livestock died. Since then, he left the field of livestock and started a new chapter as a business as a beef and buffalo meat entrepreneur in 1970 when he was 19 years old after finishing taking the SPM exam. Next is he buys unsold beef at the market and resell it to the Bumiputra traders and the restaurants around the Alostar. So we go to the parent background where Said Mohtar family parents, which is Said Noor Al-Bukhari and also Sharifah Rokia Said Muhammad Rahmat, was hailed from another country which is on Hadramaut, Yemen. Before deciding to live in Kedah, his father had travelled as far as Central Asia for trade activities. Then his father went to the Thailand before finally deciding to live in Alostar, Kedah in the mid of 1940. On 1946, his father decided to marry. In the age of 9, Said Mohtar had to stay with his uncle Said Omar at Johor Bahru until Form 2. After that, he had returned back to the Kedah and continued his school at St. Michael's School. Said Mohtar has 7 siblings and he is the third child among them. He was raised by his mother Sharifah Rokia Said Muhammad Rahmat since childhood and always being taught to always donate to the poor people.
Assalamualaikum and hi. On this slide, I will present the entrepreneur at the time he started the venture, which is Tan Sri Said Mohtar Al-Bukhari. Okay, firstly, the primary motivation to start up the business. Tan Sri Said Mohtar Shah bin Said Anwar Al-Bukhari was inspired to start his business by the success of his previous venture. He got the success in past through his old business of selling raw material in the market. Next, any goal while he set up the business. Tan Sri Said Mohtar once mentioned that he aspired to modernize Shanty School in Kedah because he felt sad about the Shanty School system in the area. Now he has established the Al-Bukhari Foundation, which is plays a role helping the poor, supporting the development of Islamic art and culture, and also promoting understanding between the civilization. Okay, on this slide, I'm gonna talk about resources that are available before he set up the business. Firstly, experience and skill. He had honed since childhood. Tan Sri Said Mohtar got a lot of knowledge from his parents, who are also entrepreneurs. Secondly, raw material that he bought then resold it in his first business. Thirdly, money that he get a lot of money from the loans and also from the business income. Next, networking. Tan Sri Said Mohtar successfully obtained a contract to supply rice to Felda, Maras Nama, Pernas Edar, and Seragam Sidan Berhad. He also successfully created a joint venture company with Chinese trader, namely Nang Gyagi, who is rice trader, and Chua Chong Tan, who is rice manufacturer. This shows the greatness of the networking that he has. Okay, for how he controlling at early stage of business, Tan Sri Said Mohtar controls the early stage of his business by making a right decision. We can see it when he did not give the permit that he obtained, because he will use the permit when he brought the addition trucks as a result of his business profit. Next is risk orientation at early stage startup. Tan Sri Syed Mokhtar is an individual who cares about risk. It's shown since his father suffered a loss of due the foot and mouth disease that killed his father's farm animal. The experience caused Tan Sri Syed Mokhtar to think and conclude to be aware of all the risks that can cause large or small losses. Okay, business plan. Tan Sri Syed Mokhtar is someone who has a plan for his business. We can look when he had his own strategy or plan when he invited to join a trade delegation to the Canton Trade Expo China. While in China, he used the barter system by exchanging his cocoa for tea from China. Other than that, Perfectis land owned by Tan Sri Syed Mokhtar has made a document to become a shareholder in order to gain profit in the future. Lastly, prepare or not to start up the business. Of course, he prepared to start up. He has learned a lot of the business world since he was a child. He used all of the knowledge he learned throughout the business world and gradually developed his business with that knowledge.